3, 2, and 1, go.
Ho, 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 motherfuckers!
Yes, hello. It is a Christmas edition here of the Bunny Rabbit's Hole. As you know, if you've ever been here or if you've been here, you know that we do this shit where we take one theme each and every week and we talk about that theme until something decides to spark us. So we talk about something else until Craig says, hey, we need to get back on topic. You need to shut the fuck up and get back on focus.
Right on. And, Jason, like Jason said, I'm going to just skip our normal shit. You know what? Easily offended. Fuck off. We're going to talk about some cool shit tonight, and we're going to move forward.
Normally I ask Craig what we're going to do, what our topic is, but fuck that. We're talking about Christmas.
Yes. And
we're not like we've done with Halloween and with Thanksgiving. This time we're just going to tell stories about Christmas. Okay?
Right.
I could go into the whole thing about how Christmas really isn't Jesus' birthday. Jesus' birthday is really like closer to some other time, and the stars align and blah blah blah. And I'm not going to do that this time. Okay? I'm not going to go into how the Christians stole the pagan holidays and all this other bullshit. I'm not going to go into all that stuff. Okay? This time, happy. Okay?
Right.
And I'm not going to talk about any goddamn Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or Boxing Day or any of those other things. Why? I don't know anything about them because I grew up celebrating Christmas.
Right.
And the commercialism of Christmas. And I'm going to tell a few stories about the religious part that as it pertained to me. Your turn.
Okay, so
you go.
So like Jason said, we're just gonna basically talk about what Christmas means to us, how it was for us as kids, just stories. We're just gonna shoot the shit for like an hour and a half. We'll see how long it takes. Yeah, we're just gonna go on. So, fuck that. What does Christmas mean to you, Jason?
Okay. Christmas was a bookend bullshit holiday over my birthday.
Right.
Christmas and then New Year's bookended this great holiday in between, which was my birthday. My birthday is December 28th. Okay, so growing up, it's like my parents always used to give me, I joke, I got a promise every year for my birthday. And it's like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, Jason, we promise when we catch up after Christmas, we swear we'll get you something. We promise. And that was my gift right there. Both my parents telling me, looking me straight in the eyes and saying, we promise. And then come March, I'm like, you going to pay up on that debt? No.
Right. So, it's interesting that you say that because, I mean, your family was a little bit more well-to-do than mine growing up.
Okay.
My mom struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Many years for Christmas.
From a two-income family, you came from a family that was divorced.
Right. And my mom struggled, and she was married to a horrible person and blah, blah, blah. But that's not the here nor there. But many years for Christmas, our present would be, when we get our tax returns, then we'll get you a present.
Right.
So I woke up many Christmas mornings to nothing under the tree.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah. And it wasn't a big deal to me, for me, Christmas was about, going to see you guys, going to see Grandma and Grandpa, Uncle Gary and Aunt Denise. I mean, there is nobody I envy more who has that childlike innocence for holidays as our uncle.
Oh, right.
Every holiday decorates everything out. He just gets right into it, and it's just that childish glee that he has with it.
No shit. Yeah, exactly. Growing up, we always had this relationship with him because we related to him as a child.
Right.
And as we got older, it was actually kind of harder to relate to him because we didn't have that childlike innocence, because now we got real bills, we have families, we have our own kids. Still a great.
Once I had kids, though, I got back into that childhood innocence, so now I can relate to them again.
So my wife and I now have had this, and she's had the same parenting style that I have. So she had kids with a previous husband. I have kids with a previous wife. So she has kids, I have kids, but we don't have kids together. Right. But she raised her kids almost the exact same way that I raised my son. So getting together, it's like this match for the only child that we still have at home, my stepdaughter, Goofball, who's over here drawing, doing the drawing commentary of this episode again.
Make sure you get the beard right.
Yes. It's almost like a living hell for her, but she has 3 people paying for her counseling, so she can just keep drawing.
Right.
So here's a fun story. I'll kick it off. I'll kick off these stories. So
right.
This is recent. This was just the other week. So my wife has this sickness. She hates surprises so much that she cannot actually hold on to a gift.
Yeah.
And wait until Christmas to give it. We've already given all of our gifts out. Like 2 weeks ago. So a week and a half ago, my stepson doesn't live with us anymore. Like my son, they're both adults now. They live alone, or
they flew the coop.
Yeah, they don't live with us anymore. We just have Goofball that lives here now. Yeah. So my stepson shows up one night, and we have 3 new dogs that they're getting to know and all this other stuff. And my wife hands her daughter this package. It's from Amazon. Basically, it's a box. It's from Amazon. It's not wrapped. On the box, it actually says what is the inside, what is in the package. So my wife hands her the box. Goofball goes into the living room, sits down. Brennan is at the bar. We have this bar in our kitchen area. It's all this one huge open area. And all of a sudden we started talking, and it's like, oh, you have to see the dogs catch Cheez-Its. They're so bad at it. So we are now in the kitchen throwing Cheez-Its to the dogs, watching our dogs eat Cheez-Its over my stepdaughter opening a present in the other room. And she's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're like, oh my God, we care more about the dogs than we do about her and her gift. Knew that. Well, like she just said, she already knew that, but
right.
So,
man, you guys are shitty parents.
They're not parents of the year. But like I said, she's got 3 people paying for her counseling.
Right. Yeah, so my Christmas this year, let's see, 2 of our daughters are in Munich, Germany.
Wait. Who goes to Munich, Germany for Christmas?
Well, my wife's mother had these coupons or discounts or something, and they expired after a time, so they had to use them up now.
Oh.
And she wanted to go to Munich, and so she took her daughters.
So she took a Groupon for Munich, Germany.
Pretty much, and it was like our middle daughter didn't really want to go, but we kind of made her go, and this is an opportunity you're not going to get again.
I mean, I'm not really bashing it. I would love to go myself. I mean, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't invited because I'm still the black sheep.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
I don't care, honestly. Their opinion of me means nothing to me, but I more want my wife to have a relationship with her mother than me have a relationship with anybody.
No, that's cool that it's cool that you guys are progressive enough to say, you know what, you guys need to go because when is the next time you guys will be in Germany?
Right. And, I mean, an experience like that, especially at their age when they can truly enjoy it. I mean, one of them is like almost 17, the other one's 19.
Oh, so they're at that age where they're still young enough to where they'll accept parental guidance, but they're
Right.
not at that age where they would just go ape shit if they went there.
Right.
And so it's a prime time to be able to see that type of stuff.
Right.
That is
And,
that is like cultural molding of an individual like that.
Yep. And so we have those two are in Germany. My youngest daughter's still not talking to me.
Which is fucked up. Well, we're not even going to go into that. I'm just going to say it's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not focusing on the negative. I just love her and hope she has a great Christmas.
Right.
We
love you. Take care. Hope you listen to this.
Right.
Don't think you will, but hey, that's cool.
My oldest has to go with his fiance to her parents for Christmas. Okay. I know I do the same thing. And then the one who lives with us full time and our adopted kid went to his dad's house to house sit from the 22nd to the 26th.
So you're at home alone with your wife?
Right.
So it's a underwear optional weekend?
I don't know. Optional said I'm not allowed to wear it.
Right.
There was a whip crack last night that I had to stand to attention for. Sorry, probably TMI there.
Right.
Sorry, Alex. You're probably listening to this. You know how this is a funny story. When my oldest lived with us, and he would start coming upstairs, and he's kind of high maintenance, and yeah, Alex, you're high maintenance. But I would hear him coming up the stairs, so I'd yell out, "We're having sex," and listen to him run back down.
The best thing is you're probably sitting there eating Doritos and
yeah, we weren't having sex. I just didn't want to be bothered.
That's awesome. See, you can't say shit about our parenting skills with my stepdaughter now.
Oh, I'm a horrible fucking parent.
Oh, So, okay, horrible parent story here. This has nothing to do with Christmas.
Oh, right, after this, remind me, I have a parenting hack for all you parents out there.
Okay, parenting hack first.
Okay, so when wrapping presents for your children, so okay, you've done this. You got to have the presents from mom and dad and then the presents from Santa, right?
Yeah.
So while wrapping presents, you start out parenting hack, dun dun dun. So
that's how much money we have on this show. I have to write this shit on a piece of paper.
There's your graphic. So you're wrapping presents, and you want to have like a distinct, different signature from Santa than from yourself, correct?
Right. Yes.
So this is my recommendation. This is what my roommate and I would do every year for my kids. Would start out with the good gifts that were from Dad, because Santa doesn't give good gifts. Santa gives shitty gifts.
Right.
So those ones would wrap, sign normal, and then we would start drinking.
There you go.
So you start drinking. You drink for probably about a good half hour, 45 minutes. Get that buzz going really, really good. So, because you know what? Alcohol not only slurs your words, but it also slurs your handwriting.
Good point.
So now you're wrapping the presents from Santa, and Santa can't wrap for shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. Especially after like 12 beers. You know?
And you also have to look at it as like Santa and the elves, they have to wrap so many presents.
Right.
That,
yeah, they got to
don't do the best job.
It's about speed, not quality.
This isn't fucking Macy's.
Right. So you wrap those presents really shitty, and you start signing them, to whatever the fuck your name is from Santa, motherfucker. And that handwriting, as you drink, your handwriting gets steadily worse.
Worse and worse.
Right. So now you have the presents from Santa and the presents from Dad or Mom whoever it may be, or both mom and dad,
Uh-huh.
which the handwriting is completely different from Santa as it is from mom and dad, because at mom and dad, you were sober.
Right.
Santa, you were drunk.
Exactly. All
So
right.
there is your parenting hack.
Okay. So I'm going to do a side hack to that
Mm-hmm.
for those that do not drink, because there are a few of you.
Hold. Fucking writing utensil. Shit. I'm an artist. I don't have any fucking thing. Hold up your sign first.
Grab a goddamn marker. Parenting hack.
Parenting hack.
Woo! For those that don't drink, when you sign it, you can achieve the same thing if you write with your offhand.
This is true, but it's not as fun.
It's not as fun. It is not as fun. That is the non-drinker version, because like we've always said from the beginning of the show, we look at things from both sides. So we're looking at it from the drinker says non-drinker. Right. So right with the left hand, but I may say
nerd
and right with your left hand if you're right-handed.
Right.
And then your kids are gonna especially do this with your kids a little bit older. They're like 13, 14, 15, where they're Santa truthers, where they don't believe in Santa. So what you want to do is write with your left hand, but get drunk, and then you go look at it and say, "Oh my God, not only is Santa real, but Santa's goddamn fucking retarded or something." Because
I'm gonna go out here and say this: if you're not a drinker but you're a weed smoker, do that.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that if you're a weed smoker, your handwriting's probably gonna be better.
Right. You should probably write with different pens.
Right.
Santa
go for different colors.
Every letter different.
Different colors.
Because Santa, you can start early because it's gonna take you a long fucking time to wrap that shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Santa's a big fan of magic mushrooms.
Yes.
So he's always using multicolors.
Exactly. You know what?
He's got to have the color fusion, man.
Because we're Michigan born and bred, and I have, and both franchises started in our state. I prefer Caesars over Domino's. Preference.
Yep. Okay, no, wait a minute. Domino's crust tastes like fucking sand. They have that shit on the bottom. It's like
it is all cornmeal.
Yeah, it's like I just went to the fucking beach and put it in my mouth.
I never get heartburn unless I eat Domino's and it's their sauce.
Say that again.
I never get heartburn unless I eat Domino's. It's their sauce.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
So
we're gonna put that on a loop.
Well, we have that as a text alert.
Right.
So what I say, mushrooms.
Ew.
On a Little Caesars pizza.
They use those slimy fucking mushrooms.
Oh God, no. No. I'm talking you put your own fucking mushrooms on the pizza.
Magic mushrooms?
Yes.
Okay, there, I'm with you.
That's how you fuck it in honey, fuck it and anything else. Put the shit on a pizza.
I'm gonna tell you right now that if you fuck it in honey, it's gonna get really messy and really sticky.
Yeah, and you know what? It's hard to explain to your urologist.
Yep. And it requires a shower, and sometimes the after work is not worth.
Yeah, chances are you're gonna fall asleep in your sheets are
right.
Thick.
Right.
Anyway,
wake up, your dick is stuck to the sheet.
Here's where I'm gonna bring us back on topic. This is you lost your hat.
Yeah, it's really fucking hot.
So back to the parenting. Our parenting skills.
We have none.
No. And here's why I have none. So my son was in 4th or 5th grade. 3rd or 4th grade. He was 3rd or 4th grade at this time. Because we lived across the street from the elementary that he was going to at that time. And he wasn't in 5th grade yet. So he had to be in 3rd and 4th. Maybe 4th. So I was drinking. So the woman that I was with at that time did a lot of travel for work. She was gone. I was drinking at home, watching YouTube videos, and I saw this.
Sorry.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I saw this link for. Oh my God! There's the new Beastie Boys videos out. So they did.
Oh yo with sabotage.
It was the Fight for Your Right Revisited video,
Oh.
which had Will Ferrell, Danny McBride, Seth Rogen, just a shitload of people. It's like a 35-minute video, right?
Sounds like a bunch of pie.
Oh, it's actually really fucking funny.
Okay.
They make fun of the Fight for Your Right video, and they do this dance-off thing with future Beastie Boys from the Beastie Boys from the past, and then there's Ted Danson is in it, and it's this great video. Just watch it.
Okay.
So I did, and I watched the entire thing. And I'm like, oh my God, you know who needs to see this? My 4th grade son. It's 2:30 in the morning. I wake his ass up, drag him in front of the computer, and sit him down. It's like, you're not going to believe this, but watch this. So we watched this 35-minute video at 2:30 in the morning on a school night. Then I sent his ass back to bed, woke him up for school later, and then he had to go back to school because fucking drunk ass dad woke him up in the middle of the night to watch a half-hour Beastie Boys show.
Right. So I've got a story right along those lines.
Sweet.
All right. So when you're a single dad and you've got a shitload of problems and you have a 16-year-old kid and you just got your own apartment probably a couple months ago, but dad likes to go to the bar on Monday nights because he had Mondays and Tuesdays off, and Monday nights were the acoustic nights, and every once in a while dad would get up and be able to get up and go play while they were on break and sing and blah, blah, blah. Well, dad would then come home and be hungry. Mind you, dad was really stupid for how he got home.
Right.
But once he got home and he still had some cash and wanted to share stuff with the said 16-year-old kid who lived with him full time,
right.
Then he'd wake up 16-year-old kid and say, "Are you hungry?"
Who's already asleep.
Yep. And he's like, "Yeah, sweet. Drive me to McDonald's. I'll buy you some food." And he'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" And he'd get up and take me to McDonald's.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
it's not awesome. Okay, wait.
No, I am not, and I will never say that I am a role model parent because I am
not either. Never have been.
You know, I try, but my parenting style is, you know what? I gave you a lot of advice. At this point now, you have to go out and either use that advice or figure shit out on your own.
You can learn from my mistakes or you can make the same ones.
Right. But you know what? My oldest is miles and miles and miles ahead of where I was at his age.
My son and stepson both have goals and the ability to do things for their future.
Yep.
That I did not have. I did not have that ability.
Right. You know, it's like, okay, my oldest is, you know, engaged. His fiance is going to school to become a teacher. He is trying to get into the police academy. Then I have my next oldest, who is 19. She is going to school to be a teacher. She needs absolutely no freaking guidance because she is by far more mature than I am at 47, at 19. Then I have an 18-year-old who's a senior in high school who went to boot camp and is going active duty after he graduates high school and going to be a doctor. Then I have a 17-year-old
I'm not fulfilling the role.
You're filling in?
Yep.
All right, you talk.
Confusing stuff. I don't know.
Confusing stuff you don't know?
That's all he says.
What are you doing in school right now?
Nothing currently. It's 2 weeks off, which is nice.
Right. So you have artistic talent.
I scribble on paper, if that's what you call it.
Well, that's a start. What do you want to do with it?
Scribble. That's all I do, basically.
Do you know that if you like started making comic books and you wanted to be a comic book artist, if you got a regular title starting out, you could make like 70 grand a year?
Technically, I could. Technically.
Right.
That is feasible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. No, go ahead and keep talking.
No, get her back. Bring her back. I'm not done with her yet.
Get back here.
I'm going, I guess. I'm here, I guess.
So
This is Goofball.
right. So Goofball, you're an artist. Do you like comic books? Do you like anime?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what manga means? Do you know the translation of manga?
No.
Comic book in Japanese.
Okay.
So
Valuable information that I will definitely need.
right, covering your face now is a little bit too much too late. You've already been exposed.
Okay. I'm just hiding from you.
So being artistic,
Yes.
what do you want to do with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Everybody knows. At your age, I knew everything.
She knows everything, trust me.
Yep.
I mean,
So
I gotta be a smartass, but
yeah. So what is it about art that you like?
yeah, it's like drawing, doodling, just drawing random things. That's basically all I do.
But isn't it a way to express yourself?
It's an escape.
Would you like to fulfill this role?
No, you're doing a great job.
Hey, Jason, shut up.
On my way out. Okay, I guess not.
So Goofball likes to do it as an escape
What?
or to mock me.
Mainly, yeah, maybe the latter. Mainly.
She
Yeah.
does a lot of it to mock me.
But you know how many people make a living off mocking politics and shit like that with their art?
Oh yeah, think of
Jim Carrey.
yeah. Oh, he's got a great portfolio of paintings that he does to mock. But one of the people that hunted the Zodiac killer was actually a political cartoonist
Mm.
from the.
But
Los
anyways,
Angeles, San Francisco
let's get
Times.
back to Goofball.
So come on, Goofball. No, get up.
So
You jumped in the chair.
I was just
Yep.
filling your role until you were back.
So you.
And I did not leave because I had no interest in Craig's children's future. I left because this is a drinky episode, and Jason had a huge bladder full.
Okay, good. I need that knowledge. Thank.
I told you I'm a great parent.
You know what though? That gives you more material for your mocking of your stepfather. So, what's your favorite thing to draw?
The
dogs.
I guess, yeah.
She draws our dogs a lot.
Do you put a lot of texture in the fur and stuff?
I mainly make them look as derpy as possible. That's all I do.
As
She makes
derpy
them
as
look like
possible?
hippos. They're big dogs. They're more like buffalo, but
Yeah. So, all right, we'll have this conversation sometime when you're not on video and you're more comfortable. Okay?
I am never comfortable.
which is true.
You know what? That's part of life.
Right. That's part of being a young person.
Right. So I'll get back to my story then.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So, yeah.
go away.
We'll let you
It
slip.
was nice seeing you, Goofball, and watching you slink away. So yeah, I have an 18-year-old who is, senior in high school, but already did boot camp and is going back active duty. Then next
You know
is,
what?
yeah,
I'm not gonna be one of those dicks to say, thank you for your service. But
thank you for not doing that.
you know what? I think that is a remarkable feat, and this is different. I think
Yeah.
what your son did is a remarkable feat. He gave up the summer between his junior and senior year of high school to go to fucking boot camp.
Yeah.
You know what I was doing between the summer between my junior and senior year?
Probably the same thing I was, and you don't remember it.
I don't remember that summer.
Right.
Actually, I do remember a specific week during that summer. Okay, so I had a friend.
I'm going to stop you
Okay.
because we are so off track with this episode. We need to ring it back in.
I couldn't tell.
We were actually talking about Christmas.
Right.
Then I wasn't.
Hey, you know what? I'm by doing that, this is the best way to do it. What is your best Christmas memory?
Okay. My best Christmas memory was I have two.
Okay.
So when I was young in a relationship with and my son was really young, we hit this little stretch where we didn't have much money.
Right.
Okay. And we spent a lot of what little money we had on presents for my son.
Right.
Now, he was like 1. He didn't know any different. We could have wrapped up all the other fucking toys that we were still looking through from his baby shower a year previous.
Right.
Because let's face it, our family is awesome when it comes to that type of shit.
They really are.
So he had more than what he needed, but we still went above and beyond for him at that age. So we actually had to put together our change jars to put together a meal for ourselves to have a decent Christmas dinner at home alone.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a fun memory of going to the store, the three of us, and picking out everything that we needed and then working within those parameters to make just this glorious meal. And the meal was that much more fantastic because we had spent that much time and energy planning it out, and everything it was great. The other one is, go ahead. You're about to say something.
I want you to, not just as an adult, but I want your favorite memory as a child as well.
Okay. It's a great memory and a fucked up memory at the same time.
Okay.
So I'd mentioned on this podcast multiple times that when I was younger, my dad worked away from home, and then that moved us to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So we lived in Louisiana for a little bit. Right before we left, we opened up. So we were coming back to Michigan for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So the second we got out of school, we had one day, and then that was my dad rested that day, and then we drove up to Michigan from Louisiana. So that one day, my parents allowed us to open up all of our Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a brand new bike.
Nice.
This brand new Huffy bike. It was a BMX. And now in the early 80s, you wanted the foam pads everywhere.
Right.
That was the shit.
Yep.
So I got this, and it had a brake. A
Right.
rear brake. I could pull that handle and the fucking thing would stop. You know,
Right.
it had a rear brake and back brake anyway. But anyway, I could pull that fucking huge. I mean, it was a big ass lever too. I could pull that thing and my bike would stop.
Right.
But that was awesome. I fucking loved it. But the next morning we jumped in a car and I didn't see that fucking bike for 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
Yours. What's yours?
As an adult, I'm probably gonna say after my divorce, I was hurting for money. I was
Which
gone-
happens. I mean, that's normal.
Yep. I was no longer working at the casino. I was making shit money, and I couldn't get my kids as much as I wanted to. My dad helped out, which was awesome because my dad, regardless of his political beliefs, is an awesome person. You know, and you know the shit
I
that
could
he
talk
shares.
for hours about how your dad has influenced me.
Right.
In my life. So
Right. But, with my kids, I sat down with them and said, sorry, guys, and my daughter wasn't old enough to understand it, but my other two were.
right.
And for my middle kid to say, Dad, all I really wanted was to spend Christmas with you. And I got that. Was probably the best Christmas I ever had. As a kid, it's going down, and it's after my mom and dad divorced. And my mom's sense of humor, which is by far and above anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
So one night, it was Christmas Eve. She sat down with me and my brother. She was drunk. She'd been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So she got us each a stuffed animal for Christmas. She got my brother a monkey.
I know this story. Yep. This is awesome.
And she got me a teddy bear. She's like, okay. So I'm giving you these, but you need to know there's things that you can't do with these. And she's like, first of all, and she grabs my brother's monkey and says, you can never take this monkey. And she grabs it by the tail. And she's like, and you can't swing it around like this. And she starts swinging the monkey around. And she goes, and this teddy bear, you can't take this teddy bear and just start punching it in the face. But, I mean, to know my mom and to know the fact that she was just feeling so good and was free to be able to just have fun.
Right.
That was the best Christmas gift I ever got from her, was that freedom to have fun.
Yeah. I will say this. That monkey was swung by his tail multiple times in a dodgeball fight in the dark in your
Hurts.
So in the house that Craig grew up in, all the windows in the basement were blacked out.
Yeah.
So when you turn the lights off, it was total darkness.
Yep.
I mean, didn't matter what time of day, night, and didn't matter. Lights off, you couldn't fucking see across the room.
Right.
So we used to set up like on either side of the basement. Now, it was Tone's bedroom down there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So on the one side, he had his bed. On the other, on this, and my brother and your brother would set up on that side.
Yep.
You and I had to make this makeshift bullshit on the other side because we were younger, but we didn't have a bed to hide behind.
No, but we had the couch.
We had the couch. But all of the stuffed animals that you guys had and everything else that you could throw paled in comparison to boxing gloves.
Yes.
So what we would do is we'd line up on either side, lights off, and it was like invisible dodgeball.
Yes.
We'd just start chucking stuffed animals and whatever. But I swear to God, when you got hit by one of those fucking boxing gloves, it was weird because you get hit, but it was like this weird spider sense because you could see the room.
Yeah.
And you knew where everything was. It's like, oh.
I'm going to explain that to you right now.
Yes, please.
Because when you get hit in the nose, it sparks light, which lights up the entire room.
Yes.
Because you get hit square on the nose, that shit hurts so much that now you can see everything.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
at least you weren't my brother who always got hit in the nuts.
Right. Yes. Yes. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
We did that over Christmas, but then eventually you guys put a wood-burning stove downstairs and we couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, we did. It was in a separate room.
I thought you had one on the one side.
No, it was on the far side, on the other side of the room.
Oh, never mind.
It was back by the
because we just spit on it.
Yeah, it was back by the really spooky room.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that room.
I think every basement in Michigan has a spooky room. You guys had that weird ass room over there that was like,
Yeah.
No.
We didn't even store shit in there. That's how spooky it was.
So, you and I have always been in tune to, that type of stuff.
Yeah, the paranormal, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we've talked about it on multiple episodes, and actually leading up to this episode we're recording right now, we're actually going to do a different episode talking about shit like that. But that room, I don't know if I've ever entered it, but I looked at it when the door was open.
Mm-hmm.
It was creepy. And the home that I say that I grew up in, we had one like that. My mom called it the canning room.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of those. If you don't know what a Michigan basement is, it's basically they build a house and then they dig out a pit underneath it and then just pack some bricks and mortar, and then they call that a basement underneath the house.
Right.
So that's what we had at the home that my parents, they still live in that shit today. But they had this room that had this boards it was this board wall. You open it up and there was just something weird about that room. It's the same type of shit.
Yeah.
There's something more sinister going on with that room. Let's go back to Christmas.
Wait a minute, though, because that room was the gateway to hell.
Seriously.
Yeah. I can't tell you, because I had that room down there. After my brother moved out, I had that room.
Right.
There was shit that would come out of there that was fucking, just count yourself lucky for never having seen it.
Right on.
And now let's go back to Christmas.
It explains a lot.
Yep. So Christmas.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what Christmas means to me.
Wait, I want to go back to that for a second.
Okay.
Not going to dwell on it, but do you remember the movie Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things?
Yes.
Obviously you do because we watched it in that goddamn house.
Mm-hmm.
But in that movie, people started playing with the Necronomicon, and they ended up raising zombies.
Right.
We watched a lot of fucking weird spooky shit. I mean, we watched the original Children Should Live. Then we watched a lot of fucking movies.
Yep.
And we did a lot of stupid shit.
Yep.
Like, it's a full moon. We have 1,000 acres of state forest. Let's go look for werewolves.
Right.
Type of shit. We did a lot of spooky shit in that house, so it tends to lend to that why we had that behavior if something weird like that was happening. But let's go back to Christmas.
Let me tell you one thing about that house before we go back to Christmas.
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it.
So, originally, that house was a barn.
It was a what?
Barn.
Barn.
Yep. It was built on a barn foundation. But I swear to God, whoever had that barn
Sacrifice animals.
did some sort of ritual in it. That room back there that you only peeked in, but I've actually been in, has levels of evil that you could only imagine.
It would explain a lot what went on in the house over the years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna transition this to a fun story.
Good.
Kind of fun story.
All right.
It's the story of your stepdad coming home with a pig.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Winning it in a poker game.
I thought you said it was going to be a fun story.
So
taking care of that goddamn pig was not fucking fun.
So Craig's stepdad won a pig at a poker game, but then decided that he was going to collect on the debt that night. But
okay, first of all, it wasn't a poker game. They were just drunk, and he bought the fucking pig.
Oh, is that what? Okay, he bought it. He didn't win it.
Right. And I had to care for that fucking pig, clean the fucking pen, all that shit. Where we used to try to have bonfires inside that shed. That's
right.
Now the pig's home. That was fucking hell.
Okay, let's go back to Christmas.
You tell me a good Christmas story. Well, you tell the folks a good Christmas story. I'm going to go pee.
Okay. So here's a good Christmas story. Okay, so I work in a school. Okay. And the other day, a note was thrown on my office door. And which is okay, weird, but because I'm not a primary student, but I picked this note up, and on it says to Jason, spelled with a Y, which I think is kind of cool. I was like, all right. But I open it up. There's no name on it, but on the back side of the note is a picture of a bunch of trees and what looks like a cabin, which that's kind of dark. But then across the top it says, I will never see you again, which is kind of alarming coming from a fourth grader. So, because it was after the fourth grade lunch that this happened. So I get in touch with the vice principal and say, hey, look, this note was thrown on my door. And when you open it up, it says, I will never see you again, with this picture of some trees and a weird ass cabin. So he's like, okay. And like I asked him to please look at the cameras, check it out, see who threw this goddamn note here. So he calls me into his office like a half hour later and says, oh, look, this is what it was. Is these two were looking out while this third girl threw it in. Okay, so now when I started with a school, the first school I started with, they had 2 little girls that committed suicide. So when I saw a note that says, "I will never see you again," I got a little alarmed. I'm like,
Right.
"Can you do a welfare check on this girl and find out what the fuck is going on?" So he does, and he finds the girl that created the note. She wasn't the one that threw it. She was the one that created it. And she says, "No, it was just a story I was writing, and that was the cover to the book that I wanted to create." Like, okay, but then the vice principal says, "Yeah, I'm going to follow up with their parents and find out what's going on." Like, cool. So like a couple days later, he comes back to me. He hands me the picture back and says, "Yeah, she was just really concerned that you're not going to have a Merry Christmas." I'm like, "Well, that's kind of fuck up. Like,
Right.
I'm going to have a Merry Christmas, but cool." So I felt kind of like, oh, okay, So I hung it on the bulletin board behind my desk. And then, like, a little bit later during breakfast, the same little girl who drew the note hands me a brown paper bag, like a lunch bag, and then on it says, "Merry Christmas, Mr. Jason." I'm like, "Oh, cool, thank you." She goes, "Oh, it's my mom made jalapeno jam." I'm like, "Really?" I fucking love jalapeno jam. It's like one of my favorite things, right? So
Right.
I take the jalapeno jam, I put it in there. A little bit later, I finally open up. I was like, let's dig into this motherfucker. So I pull it out and I look at it. It's like, no, I've eaten gallons of jalapeno jam over my years. And I look at this, and this one's got like this yellow hue to it. Like, that's a weird color. So I flip it over and it says pineapple jalapeno jam. And I go, wait a minute. I'm allergic to pineapple.
You forgot about that.
So I started to stop. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm allergic. But somehow, this little girl knew my favorite thing was jalapeno jam. But the one thing that I'm deathly allergic to is pineapple. And she also gave me a note that said, "I'll never see you again." I shouldn't have been worried about her safety. She's trying to kill me.
Bitch, she gonna kill you. Hey, Jason.
Yes, sir.
What does Christmas mean to you?
So, okay. Christmas it's a commercial holiday for people to exchange things to renew their happiness towards one another.
Is it?
That's what I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
Or is it? All right, hold on. Gotta get the hat back on in full force here. Christmas is a way for people to show each other how much they love each other.
Isn't that Valentine's Day?
Now, Valentine's Day is fucking Hallmark holiday.
Right.
The only good thing that happened on Valentine's Day is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We all know this.
Well, duh.
But, isn't it a way for you to show Goofball how much you love her?
Yeah.
I'll hit you over the head.
Isn't it a way for you to show your son how much you love him?
True. Yes.
Isn't it a way for you to show your wife how much you love her?
Yes. But it doesn't necessarily have to be in a monetary value.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about the monetary.
Yeah.
Because many presents that I give are presents that I create.
That's true.
So, isn't this season a season of giving, not necessarily a season of spending?
Right. So it's not totally commercial.
Right. It's only commercial if you make it commercial.
Right.
So, put up your sign.
Parenting hack.
Parenting hack! Here's a parenting hack for you. if you truly want to make the person that you're giving a gift know that you love them, don't buy them shit. Make them something. Make them something from your heart.
You hear that, goofball? Fuck that. I'm making you something. I'm gonna find some shit around the house.
I'm concerned.
No, I'm making you something
Oh,
now.
help.
You know what? Your stepdad has good woodworking skills. He probably could make you something.
Yeah, I'm making you
You made
something.
me a steak to stab me.
Oh,
I got distorted. What'd she say?
She said I tried to make her a steak, but I stabbed her.
What? No.
Are you a vampire?
She is actually.
Well, he was probably trying to protect himself.
Exactly. What the fuck did you say?
Yeah. Again, we are shitty parents, people. How old are you, goofball?
She is 12 going on 35.
I mean, technically, yes, but...
This is like back on topic. That's what hers.
She looked older than 12, so...
She acts older than 12.
Pretty mature for her age.
Actually, she is.
Yeah, I could tell. But, so, again, parenting hack. It's not about how much you spend. It's about how much you love.
Right?
You know, and it's not always like, I'm going to give a perfect example. My son's fiance would prefer that I make her something than buy her something.
Oh, right on.
You know, because she's always asking me to draw her something or paint her something and stuff like that. But let's be realistic. I do that shit for a living.
Right. Okay, so I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was younger,
Yep.
Transformers were huge. Okay.
They still are, really.
Yeah. But the toys were in every store. It's like everybody had to have them. And it's like, I wanted Transformers. Oh my God, did I want Transformers? But when I ripped open my presents, I got one Transformer and 4 GoBots. Like, who the fuck are these guys? GoBots? What the fuck is a GoBot? But I tell you what, the GoBots were so much easier to transform and to go from one thing to the other. I played with them more because when the Transformer, which was a Porsche, I put him all together, you couldn't fucking touch him.
Right.
And you fucking you bend in the middle and you didn't look like a car anymore. But the GoBots, and then I could chuck motherfuckers. I could smash them with my Masters of the Universe. Those cheap ass GoBots, I played with a lot more than the Transformers. I had a couple other Transformers after that.
Right.
But I played with the GoBots a lot more because I wasn't worried about them breaking.
Right. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Please do.
Throughout your entire life, what was the best Christmas present you ever got?
Oh, shit. Fuck. That's a good question. I don't have the answer. And that's kind of a dick thing on everybody who's ever got me a Christmas present, but I don't fucking know.
All right, another question.
No, what was the best Christmas present you ever got? And he's going to answer this one.
I would have to say, and granted, it wasn't really Christmas, but it came at tax return.
Right.
Going back to previous in the episode, I got a stereo where I could record stuff.
Oh, right on.
And then I was able to start recording things that either was on the radio or shit that I did.
Right.
And then leading up to that, the next best present was the bass guitar.
Oh, there you go. I guess I'm just a piece of shit.
No,
Never
you're not.
appreciated anything.
But you have yet to answer the question of what does Christmas truly mean to you?
Okay. 100% truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about Christmas.
Fair enough.
Okay. So here, it's not true. It's not 100% true. Because I care about the pageantry.
Mm-hmm.
I care about the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I care about when people go all out to display it in, light form in their yard.
Right.
To me, that is Christmas.
Right.
All the rest of it is just window dressing.
Okay.
So, like the other night, my wife and I've said this on the show multiple times. We have three Saint Bernards and a corgi.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out and bought a minivan a year ago, and we took the Saint Bernards with us, and we went looking at Christmas lights.
Did you take Goofball?
She decided not to go.
Why is that, Goofball?
Yeah, why didn't you go?
I was binging a show. Fight me.
She was
Yeah, you know what? That's
she wants to fight, and
that's fair.
so
Realistically, that's fair.
yeah. So anyway,
Yep.
but we went around and looked at Christmas lights, and it was fun. That is what I like about Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it, I mean, I like cooking. I like cooking around Christmas. I like celebrating thing, but pretty much since I moved to this coast, and I don't go to the family things that I used to growing up, Christmas means a lot less.
Yeah, I understand that. And you know what's sad is I'm not at that coast, but I volunteered to work, so I didn't have to go to the family things because of what the family has become.
Right.
But go ahead.
I use the excuse that I'm 2,200 miles away from them to not go.
But would you go if you were here?
Probably not.
And that is a sad state of what our country has become.
Right.
Because as I've told you, and I'm sure you're at the same level, I would rather remember my family for what I thought they were when I was younger than what they have become now.
Right. Because a lot of them have followed a path of
Ignorance.
Yeah. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. And I love them. I still do. And
I do too.
there was a thing that was put out the other day that said and this is way extreme from our family.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't define our family or even describe our family. But if you support somebody or if you back somebody who's racist, are you racist?
Yeah.
And which the answer to that is true. But there's some bad opinions coming from our family, and I love all of them, but if I love them and they still have those opinions, am I a bad person for loving them?
Here's the deal. And here is my philosophy that I'm sharing with the world here. You love the people in your life for who they are. But that doesn't mean they have to be a major impact on your life.
Exactly.
You know, yes, we have a family that at this point are a lot of racist and a lot of hatred-filled people.
Right.
But I choose not to be that way. You choose not to be that way.
And I truly believe this. When we say that they're racist, I truly believe they are sheep and they're following a herd.
Mm-hmm.
It's this whole anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant movement that's going on with the Republicans is most of what we're talking about.
Right. It's all fear propaganda.
It's propaganda, and they're backing it because they believe what they're being told.
Right.
So, do I believe that any one of them want to take start a lynch mob and drag somebody behind a truck, or it's like, no, they're not to that point, but
they're pretty close.
They say a lot of shit that they're repeating a lot of shit what they see on TV because they see it on TV, they think it's okay.
Right.
Which still is racist, but I think it's curable.
Right. And at this point, we are now making excuses for our family, folks.
Exactly.
But, anyways, back to Christmas. Christmas.
Because we're not race-miss.
Right? That was horrible, Jason. I mean, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that fucking sucked, dude.
That was dumb. It was dumb.
Peanut Gallery, your input?
Peanut Gallery.
What?
She hated it.
Yep. Okay.
Racemas. Do you like Racemas? No,
All right.
She's still drawing.
So, anywho, wow, we've been at this for a while. Like an hour.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
What'd she say?
She said, yes, you have. Yeah. Been at it for a while.
Thank you. So, we have talked about our Christmas as children.
Uh-huh.
Our Christmas as adults.
Yes.
Slurring words.
Slurring a lot of words.
Right. So, did you see the new Star Wars movie?
Yes, I did.
Was it any good?
Okay. I really like it.
Without spoiling anything, did you like it?
Yes.
Okay.
There were some dumb plot points, but as a movie as itself, as a Star Wars movie, I thought it made up for the last episode. It made up for episode 8.
So, see, for me recently, I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies because, for one, I haven't been feeling the Christmas spirit this year.
Uh-huh.
And I think that has a lot to do with my kids being older.
Yeah, it does.
And my youngest not wanting anything to do with me.
Which is harsh.
Right. But I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me or anything like that. That's not my deal. But for me, and this is what Christmas is all about. Christmas is about the littles. And do you know what I mean by that?
Absolutely not.
All right. When I say the littles, I mean kids from the age of newborn to like 8.
Until they learn. So I work in a school.
Right. So when they start doubting Santa, that's where it's from.
The ones that doubt Santa, they're calling them Santa truthers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
which I think is hilarious.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The ones that don't believe in Santa, they call them Santa truthers, which I
Look,
think is fucking.
I look like motherfucking Santa Claus.
I think it's fucking funny.
I just don't have the mustache.
Yeah.
Because it irritates me. Sorry.
Okay. I get
Go
it.
ahead.
No, I think that's fucking funny that they're calling them Santa truthers.
Yeah, but you know what? For me, Christmas is about the littles. I have a niece, a nephew, and another niece that are within the ages of 1 to 3.
Uh-huh.
That's what Christmas is all about to me.
Right. Yeah, exactly, because it's all about the kids.
Yep, because it comes to, like, say, Peanut Gallery's age,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't believe in Santa.
Yeah, she's not giving an opinion, so no, she doesn't believe in Santa.
No. But when I was her age,
That's her.
I had somebody my father was dating at the time point out these lights in the sky at the time that made me wonder.
Right on.
But it's that wonder. It's that possibility. That slim possibility that there's
The slim chance of hope.
Mm-hmm. That there's something more.
God damn it, you've been so goddamn close to the screen. I'm gonna get close.
All right.
The slim possibility of hope.
Right. That possibility of hope that gives you hope for goodness in the earth.
I agree. It is, and no, I 100% agree. It is for the little ones.
Yep, it is, but it's also that slim possibility.
Right.
Because do we truly know? Do you 100% know there's no Santa Claus?
Yes.
Well, I've been on the naughtiest list for a long fucking time. If there's not,
And technically, the reindeer would have to fly faster than the speed of sound to reach all the houses in one minute.
there is.
What'd she say? Hold on. What'd she say?
No, what she was saying was what I was going to allude to. Is that the reindeer would have to fly past or faster than the speed of sound?
Right. Which implies magic.
Yeah, but there is a great article written by the Scientific Journal years ago, like 1997, that disproves Santa Claus scientifically because it goes through like creates the amount of children, the amount of how many are Christian children that believe in Santa Claus, the amount of the size of the package, how many he would have to have 250,000 reindeer that would pull him. He would be pulling like 1.3 trillion joules.
All right.
And he would have been vaporized in like 3 nanoseconds because the amount of force in the air and everything. So yeah.
Right. But you and I have talked about shit that isn't scientifically proven.
A lot, yes.
And then I acquiesce.
Is Santa real?
Is he?
If Santa is real.
He?
If Santa is real.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on the naughty list for a long time.
Well, yeah, I have too. I haven't gotten a present in years, so.
Yeah. I have gotten a present with the name Santa that wasn't identical to my mom's signature, which is opposite of what you were fucking saying at the beginning of this episode.
So, let's sum it up to this. It comes down to not if, but do you want Santa to be real?
No.
Goofball says no, but
No. You shush. I want to know why she said no.
Why did you say no?
because I don't want someone breaking into my house once a year, leaving stuff that I don't know what it is.
She did. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it, but even if they leave something that you don't know what it is, what if it's something?
And wait. How would he know what you would want? That he would have to be stalking you.
Well, he's the king of the fucking stalkers. Have you not heard the story?
Yeah, I have, but still, that doesn't make it any better.
It doesn't make it any better, but you send him a goddamn list of what you want. So you actually have some control over this situation.
I have never done that once.
You don't have to do it. You have to believe it.
Oh
God. So, anyways, Jason, your opinion on this?
So, if Santa was real,
I'm
not saying he's not.
Right.
I want my G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. I had
it. It wasn't that good.
I don't give a fuck. I want one.
All right. G.I. Joe was the shit. I'm telling you.
Right?
I loved G.I. Joe as a kid. So, anywho, for me.
And a new Castle Grayskull.
Oh, dude. Castle Grayskull.
Right?
I'm telling you. But anywho, for me, it's not so much about what I believe or what I don't believe. I want to believe in the magic of Christmas. I don't care about the religious aspects. I don't care about all the other stuff.
That's why I didn't even go into the story of the religious story I was going to tell earlier, but I didn't. So
right. But it's just the magic of the moment.
Right.
That's all I care about. All I care, and it doesn't matter for me. It's for the kids, for the grandkids, or all that other shit, you know?
There's something about the month of December that changes people into good people momentarily.
And you want to know what it is?
What?
What it is because, and I'm going to go into the psychological aspect of it. During the month of December is when everything at its peak dies.
And
it's that hope of a new beginning.
Right.
Is what they believe in.
But what I like is the fact that people pay it forward. Starbucks. But when I get up there, I pay it backwards. Meaning, hey, them in that minivan behind me, they're paying for my coffee. Thank you.
You see, for me,
backwards. We're all doing it.
Right. See, I did
at McDonald's and there were like 11 Happy Meals.
Right.
That's cool.
See, my paying it forward this year was I managed 2 liquor stores. And for a gift for one of our employees, I'm working closing tomorrow night. And for the other one, I went in today and bought myself a couple of energy drinks and a Monster coffee drink, which I'll never fucking drink. And when I bought it, I grabbed my energy drinks and walked out. He's like, hey. I'm like, oh, no, that's for you, dude.
Right on.
I'm like, I won't drink that shit. I know you do, so you have it.
Nice.
It's the only way I can get them to take a Christmas gift.
There you go.
But, yeah, so to sum up tonight's episode, we talked about what Christmas meant to us, what it meant to us as adults, as kids, all that other shit.
Kids. And we talked about the Christmas spirit, hallelujah, and Yahweh, and we didn't get into any of the fucking... I refrained from talking about how the Christians stole this pagan holiday from there. So I stopped.
Right.
I stopped. Jesus wasn't born on the 25th, and I stopped talking about that because if you want to really know the true story about, just watch Zeitgeist, the movie. They're talking about it. So he was actually born like March or some shit like that.
Yeah, or just look the shit up yourself.
Yeah, it was actually, the resurrection, the death. It was actually like how the stars move around. So
But you know what? Make Christmas mean to you what you want it to be.
exactly. So listen, motherfuckers. Christmas is all about family, friends, and if you don't have family and you don't have friends, go find some. You know what?
Right.
There's a lot of lonely motherfuckers in seedy bars. Go sit down and just start talking. Next thing you know, that's gonna be your family.
I'll be your
Family
friend.
is
I
the
really need it.
people that'll talk to you.
Right. And I'll be your friend if you really need it. So don't go that far because you don't.
Am I like glorifying alcoholism?
Eh?
Was I glorifying alcoholism?
No, not really.
Okay, so go to your local bar, find some people, just say, "Hey, you're in my family now."
Right. If you're lonely, say, hey, you know what? Let's shoot shit. Let me get to know you.
You know what? Find an escort. Do whatever you got to do. Just
Right.
don't be alone in 2 days.
Right. Unless you want to be.
Oh Jesus! Now that's a whole new thing, man.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with being alone. There's not. And if you are alone and you normally would have kids, but you're recently divorced, this is your first time without kids, you know what? It's cool.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It really isn't.
You know what?
In, get some rest.
The two of us have both been through this. You know what? Now is you time.
Yep.
This is the time to be fucking selfish. You know what? You want to take a hot shower. You want to take a long fucking bath. You want to get some fucking wine, some fucking champagne. You want to do whatever it is that fucking going to make you happy. Because why? It's your first time that you don't have kids.
Right.
Go do something.
Spend 3 hours watching porn. Do whatever makes you fucking happy.
Exactly. So there's silver linings to everything. But over the holidays, from myself and from
myself,
we say just be happy.
Right. We love you guys. You know, we've been there. We've been through all the tough shit. We've been through all the good shit. You know what? We're old. We know. We've been there. Just find a way to make it enjoyable.
Exactly. And with that, I'm going to say, insert tagline here.
And I'm going to say, Merry Christmas, motherfuckers!